Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. This looks quite a promising rack. All bingo-y tiles, but do I have a bingo? Nothing has jumped to mind, but let me consider each tile in turn as an initial letter. Not seeing anything with the A or the E, I, L, M, T. Well, if there is one here, it will be pretty high probability and a bad miss, but I'm not seeing it. And this is now problematic because it's always painful to break up a bingo-y rack. I guess the M is the scoring tile. This is really tough because any four-letter set I leave is going to be not that fantastic. I'm just thinking about wrecking the rack with melee for 22 points. And I think I will. And that's what happens, or can happen, when you wreck the rack. 7 consonants. So, and no, well, there is an I for blitz, but it'll be a fairly low scoring play. However, playing off 4 consonants is a lot better than playing off 3. I can't see anything fantastic through the A. Well, opponent changes, which is a relief. I could play adds, but that keeps 5 consonants, including duplicate T. So I'm inclined to play blitz for about 15 fewer points and leaving a much better rack leave. Let me just put this back in case I've got something similar through the E. But I can't see anything, so blitz for 16. Slightly better, but still non-bingo-y. Melee only takes an S at the end. I guess I'll be playing around the E and the A should they remain available. They're pretty useful floaters. And opponent changed last turn. Well, he changed 6, so he's got a pretty random rack. If he had changed only 2 or 3, I would be expecting a bingo to come down. So I have addict on my rack with a B. Blitz takes nothing in front or after it. So really it's hampered the development of the right-hand side of the board in conjunction with melee only taking an S. But that's fine, I have a slight lead. And my rack is non-bingo-y, so I'm quite happy for the board to remain tight until I sort it out. So what do I have through the E? Well, I have cyber, but that keeps duplicate D. I must have something ending ED. Well, cited. 22 for opponent. Zamia only takes an S at the end, and opponent has opened the board up. So what can I do here? Through A and E, I would have abdicated. That's not available. I could play addict through the I, keeping BI. I could play catted or batted. Okay, only 1 T. Let me get these back in the right order. So, what to play here? I haven't seen anything great through the E. I suppose I have baited. Keeping CD, that's not too bad. Only 18 points. How about a play running underneath Zamia? Well, I do have Addict in this spot, 33 points. Now that's a pretty decent score. The T in column 15 is not massively dangerous. And this is significantly better than anything else I've considered, so I am going with this. Not bad. It's still not a bingo-y rack, but it's fairly balanced, and I do have scoring tiles. I lead by about 50. Can't see anything great underneath Addict. Addict has forked the board. It's created bingo lanes in column 15 and row L. I have Phone on my rack, F-O-E-H-N. And I have F-O-H-N running underneath melee. So if opponent takes out the T of Addict, I may play there to tighten the board up. I have an H for going next to the C. But I think the best I can see there is Chef. I have Thelf in column 15, should the T remain available. Leaving Bon, that would be a pretty good play, and certainly my preferred option. Wow, melee takes an R as well as an S. And I have Thelf for 45. Wow, horrendous. Okay, well, I do have a slight lead. I have an O for going next to the J. So I have Boy, B-U-O-Y, in column 11. And I also have that in row L. And that's, I think, the best I can do in terms of sorting the rack out. Through a D, I would have Unibody. Do I have anything else which acts as a candidate play? I have the UN prefix. What about a play through AD? Not seeing anything. Through an A, I would have Noyo, keeping BIU. Well, that's not a particularly great score, and it's not a good rack leave either. Wow, my boy spot remains available. And I can get 32 points and have a rack leave of Uni. Great, this looks a lot better. I have Sir Chewin on my rack, and that plays in row L. Do I have anything else? There's a floating A in Melia. Do I have anything through that? Saturni id through an A and a D. I have the itus ending with NRU. I don't think uranitis is good. Pretty sure it's not. Uranism. Now, how about the C? Do I have a play ending IC? Okay, opponent blocks my initial spot for Sir Chewin. I do have it in row M, beginning with the A of the S of Graciles. Do I have anything better? I have neuritis. That doesn't work because of IDI. So Satuin's 470. Yeah, not seeing anything else. Well, I was going to say great, and I think I do mean great, but not great I have a bingo, just great to see a balanced rack and not a horror show. There could be a bingo through the right floater, but this board is now very light on floaters. Gosh, 42 points for opponent. So my lead, just 30 points. The W, not a particularly useful bingo-y floater. Bingo floater. So what I'm looking for is a way of getting rid of F and Y. What remains is very bingo-y. However, this is now a really non-bingo-y board. So do I play FY? I think I do because I like the score. If opponent plays in column 13, they may be creating a bingo lane in column 14. This rack leave is super bingo-y. But right now, very, very few bingo lanes. However, I think the score for this play means that this is the right thing to do. I'm just wondering if there's a way of extending it down to maybe get the J involved. But Fanny, F-A-N-Y, not good. So I think the best I could see there would be something like Fates, but then that would be trashing the rack. So I quite like the flexibility of this rack. Even if I don't have a bingo, I will definitely have a lot of options. So I have natives. Nowhere for that. I have Vesicant and Sistvein through a C. That doesn't work with this C. I don't think Vaunty's is good. V-A-W, etc. I think it's just Vauntier and Vaunty. Now, do I do my bingos play in column 13? So I have natives, vainest, and naivest. And BY takes an E and an S of the tiles that I have. So let me do this methodically. Does natives work? No. Vainest? No. Naivest? No, it doesn't. Okay, that's a shame. Do I have anything through MU? And I have an S, so I can consider plays 8-letter words without the S. And I'm not seeing anything. I can't see anything onto the W. So the thing to do is to, well, certainly to jettison the V. Just wondering if there are any bingo lanes in columns 5 and 7. Definitely not in 7, and probably not in 5 because it would require a word ending with 3 vowels. So I could play they. Wow. The trouble with that is that it takes a U, still one U to come, and the possibility of a Q going on this double letter square. How am I doing for time? 10 minutes on my clock. And I have a 30-point lead, which is quite good on a tight board. Column 13 is hot. So, yeah, this is the play. I think Naive doesn't provide access to row A. It's a decent score. It takes out a hot lane. It doesn't provide anything super hot in return. And if opponent does play in column 14, I'll have access to column 15. I'm going with this. Great, I have toasted and dotates. I don't have anything to do the W. What about this rack and MU? And I note that the V stops column 14 being a bingo lane because there are no two-letter V words. And my lead now is 60 or 70 points, so opponent may open the board, which would be fantastic if I can get a bingo down. Wow, nice score for opponent, 23 points, burning the queue and not creating a new bingo lane, which is slightly annoying. So I was considering M and U. Not seeing a play through that. I don't have anything ending with Q. Fortunately, no more T's out there, otherwise I could be on the receiving end of Trank. My lead is fairly slender. I don't have anything beginning with X. I could play muted. Doesn't provide very much. I could play Ted. Only 17 points. Come on, I must have something better than that. What about a play in column 14? So what about playing Tads? 30 points. Always nice to see a score beginning with 3 or more. I don't think opponent can do much more than score about 30 in the same spot. The S is not a particularly useful tile on a board without bingo lanes. So this is really closing up the top of the board, and if I don't play here, opponent might play here for 30 points. Let me check the remaining vowels. I am keeping a vowel-heavy rack leave if I go with this. Wow, a lot of E's. 13 vowels out of 28 tiles, so a balanced bag. I could be in vowel trouble. But I think that's okay. I'm going with this. Well, no, I think Todd's has got to be a lot better, given that there are 3 O's to come and only 1 A. Yeah, Todd's for 30. Well, that's quite handy. It could have been a lot worse, and I do have a scoring tile in the P, which is quite important when you're looking at a non-bingo-y board. The scoring tiles make all the difference between scores in the teens and scores approaching 30. And you can see now that I lead by 70 points. I'll probably lead by 30 after opponents play, 30 or 40. So being able to score 30 enables me to maintain a bingo's lead. So at the moment I have P in column 5, 20 points, but that sets up a scoring opportunity in column 4, so I'm not a massive fan of that. Opponent could play in column 5 to open up the top left of the board. My P could go under NA. Now, if I draw an R and there are 3 to come, I would have Trank for 42 points. So that would mean playing off P, well, available tiles, PEEA. So P would keep the necessary tiles for Trank. Yeah, well, just 38 points, that's fine. So let me see what this looks like. Look at this. Hardly any scoring tiles left. And in fact, it's just the K. There's only a K and a P above 2 points. And a K could go there, which would be painful, but not catastrophic. And this is a good rackle. Even if I draw an R, I have Trank. I am going with this. I dodged the R's, and I suspect I'll continue dodging them until the end of the game. I have a lead of 50 points. I hope I haven't overlooked any bingo lanes. This board is looking delightfully non-bingo-y. Just the W, and surely that's not going to be available for a bingo. And one advantage of playing P is if opponent plays in column 4, they will be taking out the W, unless it's just a 2-letter play. A very balanced and bingo-y bag. So if I played off O and E, I would keep a balanced set. I have Xenia. That's tempting. I would lose the opportunity to play Trank, so I would draw an R in that eventuality. But it's 24 points, and it's turning over a lot of tiles, quite handy, with a blank to come and a slender lead. So is there anywhere hot for O, E? Or add ear and OE? 11 points. But really not worth hanging on to a bingo-y 5-letter set on a board this dry. P has taken out MU as floaters for a 9, realistically. No L's left for Talak, and also not enough A's. And no C's for Sank, so there were other Q options available. Okay, opponent takes out that spot. 9 tiles in the bag. That would be 24, providing quite an opportunity for opponent to score 40 or 50 with a 5-letter set and opening up column 1. So that's quite a volatile play. What about me playing here to take out this K spot? I could play Entia, and I'm covering the double letter square, and there are very few high-scoring tiles, so not much on offer in row O. And I like turning over 5 tiles. It reduces opponents' flexibility to play 3 or 4 tiles and open the board up. And look at this, my lead is less than 20 points right now. I'm going with this. Well, balanced. But the board now is so tight that there are very few opportunities anywhere. I no longer have a vowel for going in front of the G, so column 5 isn't available for me. But no A's or U's left, so opponent can't really develop that. My lead is just 41 points, so this is going to be a really tight end to the game. I do have the nap spot. Perf not good. But I could play just PE on a board this tight. That may enable me to keep scoring and get over the line. OP available. So, opponent taking a while with this play. I guess he's got quite a bit to think about. He is trailing by 40 points. And I'm really not seeing anything. Great, just 24 for opponent. Fantastic. And now there's just one tile in the bag. I don't think there are bingos ending in K. But in any event, I could play op in this spot. 22 points. Taking out that possibility. Can I do better? Do I have a PEI play? I don't think I do. So, op for... What about a GEI play? No, I don't think so. I'm going with this. And I can now see what opponent's got. DEGNNO blank. And my lead is just under 40 points. Opponent will probably go out in 2, so he'll have 2 moves and I'll have 1, and he's got to outscore me by 40. He could do it, so I'm not over the line yet. I've got GI and Z for 16 points. I've got an I for going between G and B. I don't see any plays there. I don't see anything ending MU. I've got a G for nag. Again, that's only available for a 2-letter play. Super tight board. A delightful sight when you're hanging on to a slender lead. E now is good, but I don't have any EFY plays. Grad is good, but I have nothing which works twice. Rock is good, but I don't have anything which goes in front of PO. So where else are my options? And what has opponent got up his sleeve? If I play off only 2 tiles, opponent will be getting 8 on count back, which is quite a high amount. Buys takes an A in front. Just revisiting the jib spot, but I can't see anything ending in I apart from GI. I've got Grig for 6. I have Re-Rig for 8. Still not as good as G and Z, taking into account score and rack leave. So 3 minutes on opponent's clock. Gi for 16. Gi and nag for 11. So actually re-rig would be better than Gi bottom right. And do I have anything in column 12 coming down beginning grad? I don't. UH takes nothing after it. I don't have anything better than RimU, ending MU. Just trying to find spots I haven't previously considered. On super tight boards, sometimes there are ways of slotting in decent scoring plays, and opponents have got a blank, so he may find something. So I've still got Gi, which is good. I have re-rig and eyed. What's opponent setting up? He's got Nong and a blank. 4 minutes on my clock. Well, I don't think a play in column 2 is going to damage me. Kora takes an I. Just thinking about re-rig down here. That would enable opponent to play Goner, which I'd probably still win. But I like Gi for 16. That would put me, well, I'm currently 27 in the lead. That would put me 43 in the lead. Take away 8. Opponent would need 35 to draw. Is he going to do that with this rack? Is there somewhere big for Nongs? I don't think so. I'm going with this. And opponent may not go out in one. Well, he does. And the final score, 367 for my opponent, 391 for me, a winning margin of 24 points. So a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a tight and low scoring game. So it was me to go first. No missed bingo there, fortunately. I played melee, probably male, maybe slightly better. Wow, look at this horror show. Opponent changes. Could have played Ui for 12, quite a funky word. My rack. And I played Blitz for 16, and Ads was the bigger scoring play. And setting aside score and rack leave, Ads takes an E at the end, setting up a super hot double-double lane. But if we only consider score and rack leave, then I think Blitz is still better. I think this rack leave is 17 points better than BCL double T. Or very close. I think CDT must be, well, it's going to be negative, but maybe -4 or 5. But BCLTT, I would think, is more in the region of -20 to 25. But the difference needs to be 17 or more. And I think it's probably around that. So I prefer Blitz. Opponent's rack plays Zamia. And now I play Addict for 33. Wow, and I could have played Didact, its anagram, for 2 more points. But setting up an S hook for column 15, probably not a huge amount between those. Opponent plays Jaw, and now I have Thelf for 45. Opponent's rack. Wow! Monster play, excusing. Where's that? Well, it's F13. Making Zamias. What a play. He plays Zoo for 21. So a big let off for me. I now draw the U's, which opponent threw back. And I have Boy, which is a great way of sorting the rack out and scoring. Opponent now does have a choice of bingos. Plays Grass Isles, which was a good spot. But I'm able to come back with Sirtuins, and I'm surprised, but that was the only bingo. Opponent's rack, he plays Vrow, and now I think from here on in we are fairly close, but I've always got the lead. So I spent a while on this. Wow, and there was a J play using the F and the Y, retaining the S in Feign for 48. That would have been the play. I play 5 for 30, keeping Stain. Is Stain 18 points better than ST? It's not, but it is at least 10 points better. So there's not a huge gulf between those plays. Having said that, this board is very non-bingo-y, so Heracles of Stain isn't worth as much to me as its valuation would suggest, because I'm not going to be bingoing as often as I on average would be. And another advantage of Phi is that it doesn't open up the top of the board. Feign sticks an F in the open, so opponent could fork the board. Anyway, I play Phi. Opponent plays Hoa. And I play Nevi, which I like. Opponent's rack. Wow, cat for 41. Where's that J5? Ah, cat parallel to Grass Isles. Yep. But opponent plays Trank for 23. I play Tods for 30. Yeah, I still like that. Opponent's not going to do terribly much, top right. Plays you for 38. So I've still got this 30-odd point lead. And I play P for 22. Not there. H12. So Prad is good. Okay, P is quite nice because it doesn't stop Trank, because Peen is good. And I have the... well, there's still a T out there. Okay. I think P is, where I've played it, is fine. Opponent plays Souk. And now just 20 points between us, but I'm on turn. I thought about Xenia, and I went with Entia for 21. Because opponent would find it harder to score off Entia than Xenia. Opponent plays Cora, and I now lead by 15 points, but I'm on turn, one tile in the bag. I play Op for 22. Interesting. Opponent could have played D5 to open up a bingo lane in row A. That would have given me something to think about. Except there are no tiles in the bag, so he wouldn't be opening a lane. Too late for that. He plays DE. Well, a ton of low-scoring plays there. I play Yi for 16, which is one of them. And opponent goes out with Enog for 11. Could have got one more point. B5 with Gonner and Ag. So, great to be back to winning ways after a pretty brutal run of 3 defeats. And this game a lot tighter than almost all the games I get involved in, and that's fine if you're in the lead, as I was in this case. A 30-point lead is often very vulnerable and fragile, but on a board this tight, it was a lot more likely that I would be able to hang on and win, which is what happened. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.